Tanisha here, coming to you guys with a video just kind of giving you some tips on how you can incorporate Black history or African American history into your studies for the month of February. February is Black History Month in the United States of America, and a lot of my friends have asked for this information over the years. I did put out a video last year about including cultural studies in your homeschool, or just in educating your children, period. And I'll go ahead and link that video in the blog post with this. So first, guys, you know what you can do. You can thumbs up this video if you enjoyed the things that I share with you. Make sure you share with somebody who wants to educate their children in other cultures. And then, guys, go ahead and go to www.tanishakemp.com. After you subscribe here, subscribe to that blog so you can see what I'm talking about and stay up to date on all the information. Anything that I share will be linked in that blog post at www.tanishakemp.com, okay? I've studied history different ways for different cultures over the years, and I find that changing things up has been a very great way. So I'm going to show you topics basically, or themes that you can apply to your Black History Month or any time you choose to study another culture. Okay, so the first thing I will say is, just if you want to just basically study African American history, then you would look into going back to slavery and doing information about that. So here are a couple of books that I would use. This is it's from the If You series, and this is a really good series just discussing, how things were, and this is a very truthful series, and it has a really good information in their contents on the things that they discuss. So if you lived when there was slavery in America, okay, what you would do, how you would be, and this book is really good for that. A Kid's Guide to African American History. This has so many activities in it, guys. Arts and crafts. It has things that you can read up on, and then this kind of just really can work as a resource book. And then it also gives plenty of information. So you could actually use this to build any kind of study and do a lot of art projects. And this is another fun one, just 28 Days, Moments in Black History. This is if you just want to kind of add a snippet every morning. And this has 28 different things that you could add. Of course, you could incorporate more than one on certain days, or you can just pull from it, okay? And then so you just read whatever's there, whatever you choose. Some of these are written in verse. Some of them are just short stories. And then some of them are just pictures, a lot of pictures and a little bit of words, but it just gives a brief overview of some history of African Americans. All right, the next way that you can have a study on another culture, or try to study African American history or African history, is by studying the continent of Africa. Okay, you don't have to study just only African Americans in your study of Black history. Okay, you can take any culture and study that culture, where that culture is rooted from. So you can study the continent of Africa, and I always found this was really fun. I have several books like this, but I just grabbed this one for the sake of this video. And this has so many things in it. It has information about the continent and just art things you can do and all sorts of things. So this will be a good book, or something like this, to help you just study the continent of Africa during the month of February, or whatever culture, whatever you want to do. You can study that continent instead of focusing on the Americans that have that background. All right, so for those of us who have older kids or teens, something I like to do with my oldest is now I focus on either a theme for the month, like a genre. So for example, if he wants to study inventors, okay, for that month, okay, then pick 2 inventors and write me something about those 2 inventors. So resources like this will help. You can look, if you, okay, well, how about this year? I want you to think about great debaters or people who worked in civil rights, or I specifically want you to focus on World War II heroes that are Black. Things like that you can gather from books like this, and it doesn't have to be, again, you trying to keep it very, very broad, but you can finite your research. And this also allows you to focus on other African Americans that are not just the ones that we hear about the most. This allows your child to dig deeper, do their research, and learn about a variety of people instead of just focusing on the main ones we hear about, which is, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Harriet Tubman and stuff like that. They can dig deeper in history and learn, what was invented and all those things. Okay, there's way more than George Washington Carver. All right, and then keeping up with the previous one, the next thing that you can do is just do a personal study a person study for the whole month, or just spend a week. Okay, this week we're going to learn about Michael Jordan. Okay, then this week we're going to learn about Michelle Obama. This week we're going to learn about Satchel Paige. This week we're going to, just keep it going. And then that way you have somebody you can focus on for the week, and you're giving, again, introducing your child to more than one person. But then you're also, again, picking and choosing people that they don't hear about often, which just expands their education and allows them to learn various different things. You'd be surprised how many kid entrepreneurs they are that are part of African American history now, let alone adults. But it's just so amazing. So many books and resources that you can use to expand your child's knowledge or your children's knowledge in your homeschool about African Americans. It doesn't just have to be you focusing on coming from slavery and the civil rights movement. All those things are awesome and important, but there's so much more to the history than that. And then last but not least, in order to incorporate African American images, and again, this can go with any culture, guys. I have a whole video about including cultures into your homeschool. But you can get books that have authors or images of that, and just let that be your focus for the month. So again, if you're doing poetry, then look for poetry books for children that have images of the cultures that you want to incorporate for that month. If you are doing story time, okay, if you're just going to incorporate it in story time because you have younger children, then look for books with images of the culture that you want to include. So there is a version of We're Going on a Lion Hunt. It doesn't look like this, but for this month, then this is the book that you would pick for that for February if you want to incorporate these images into your homeschool. So this is just some quick tips. I hope this helps you guys, just a variety of things that you can do and how you can expand your historic culture and studies for your homeschool. It doesn't just have to be for the month of February, guys. I always encourage and implore you guys, please research every culture that you can study. Get on that globe, guys. Get on the globe. Okay, I have one here. I have another one over there. Get on that map. Point to a place, say we're going to study here, and then just let that be what your focus is for the month. All right. So I truly hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Again, don't forget that you can share this video with another family that is wanting to incorporate some different things in their homeschool. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, the pinned comment has a link to www.tanishakemp.com where you can see what I'm blogging about and learn more about every single thing that I showed you and the different ways that you can expand your cultural history in your homeschool. Thank you so much for tuning in.